Let's talk about AI automation tools. What are AI automation tools? They are mainly used for the purpose of marketing and growth. So, in growth, there are multiple stages. The stages can be divided into multiple parts, starting from the user acquisition phase, then to the user activation phase, to retention phase, to monetization phase, and to scaling phase. So these are some of the phases that we work on the marketing and the growth part. So ideally, someone is hired in a company to take care of the marketing and the growth part. But the problems that evolves around the time, it takes too much concentrated amount of time and resources, human resources as well as technical resources to work on the marketing and the growth part. There is a new concept for AI automation tools where we work on different AI tools to automate the process of the growth and marketing. That is where the entire idea of AI automation comes along. AI automation can be divided into multiple parts. So let's first talk about the acquisition phase. In acquisition phase, there are multiple stages. One is the data enrichment, data phase to gather all the data. So how do we gather the required amount of data? So there you can pull the data from different sources. Specifically, I work on tools such as Clay. So Clay can help you integrate all the third party applications which have the required data that you might find useful to gather the data from. And what Clay will do is try to enrich the data according to your needs. Once you gather all the data, then the second step is to outreach to the customer. How are you going to outreach? Because you have the data in one application and the mail, maybe you are trying to outreach through a mail or through LinkedIn, and this is in another application. You need something in middle to connect between data where you have collected the data. Maybe it is stored in the form of SQL or some kind of database, or maybe it's stored in a SaaS application such as Clay or Apollo somewhere. So how are you going to connect these two applications? You need some kind of automation tools, and mainly how the automation tool works is it acts as a bridge between application A and application B. And mainly this bridge, it is what it bridge is called a webhook. And this is where the AI automation tool comes along. That is what it is called as an AI automation tool. But the data acquisition phase can be, but in the data acquisition phase, there are two types of customers that are coming along. One is the organic customer, and the second is the inorganic customers. The organic customers, they find you, and in inorganic customers, you have to find them, right? But when an organic customer, let's say you have a website online, and when an organic customer finds you, he's not directly going to buy it, right? That is where the user activation phase comes along. So firstly, he'll go through some kind of free things that have been posted on your application. Let's say if you are banking a credit card application, you are giving a credit score to him for zero sum, for zero monetary value, and maybe there are some white papers he can read along. So you can't create white papers for each and every customer, right? But that is where the AI automation is going to come along. You are going to create multiple white papers in one go using prompts. That is what is called as a RAG model and an AI automation model. Also, it is called as an AI agent. So in future, you are going to see a lot of AI agents doing some kind of specific work for yourself. That is where the entire understanding of AI automation takes place. Also in retention phase, right? When you have a customer, then you have to give him some kind of operational value, some kind of customer value. So what you are going to do is to automate the process. Let's say a customer calls at 2 a.m. in the morning to your business, and there is no one to pick it up a call, but it is very urgent. So let's say a person calls, there are two people who are calling. The first person calls and says, "Hello, I am a telemarketing team. Can you please help me?" The AI will detect that it is a telemarketing. He has used the word telemarketing, and it doesn't require any kind of urgent attention. So it's not going to forward the call to a real customer care who is sleeping at 2 a.m., who has the authoritative decision and who has the understanding to solve the customer's problem. But let's say you get a different call and he says, "Hello, my name is Rehan and I have a very urgent need. Can you please help me?" The AI will understand there is something urgent with this guy. I think I should help him. I think he needs help on a very urgent basis. So what are we going to do? So the AI will forward the call to someone at 2 a.m. in the morning and will tell him that this we have something urgent. Please help him along. That is how you pass through different phases. This is where the retention phase comes along, right? You are using AI to help the customer. You are automating the process of uh, helping the customer. And similarly, in the scaling phase, onboarding phase, monetization phase, there can be different AIs doing different kind of works. That is where the entire story of AI automation actually works and it comes along. So if you have some kind of startup, an application, you can use AI automation. Thank you so much for your time.